Hey, adrenaline junkies, welcome back. What you're about to see isn't scripted, it isn't staged, and it definitely isn't safe. This is raw police body cam footage where one bad decision turns into a chain reaction of chaos, sirens, and split-second judgment calls. Stay locked in, because once this starts, there's no pause button.
2024, Chester County, South Carolina woke up to chaos. Deputies tried to stop a driver for a suspended license, simple enough. But Eric Bernard Jones had other plans, stomping the gas pedal and forcing officers into an unexpected morning pursuit.
Go ahead and step out of the car for me.
Okay. Hold on for a minute, man. Damn. Let me roll my window. Man, let me roll my window up. I gotta shut it, roll the window.
Come on.
Man, come on, man.
85 miles an hour. Still on. The bypass. Right on Ashford Street, head north south.
1050.
Eventually, Jones was in custody thanks to K9 Sammy and some determined deputies. Inside his wrecked truck, investigators found a massive stash, over 100 grams of suspected fentanyl, more than 50 grams of methamphetamine, and thousands in cash. Jones now faces trafficking and distribution charges along with fleeing and driving under suspension. It was the early evening of April 6, 2024, when Georgia State Patrol troopers received an alert about a black Nissan Altima linked to a felony shoplifting case out of Locust Grove. The vehicle was reportedly traveling north on Interstate 75, wearing temporary Tennessee tags that didn't quite match up. Trooper First Class Williams spotted it a few exits up and confirmed the telltale signs, including some damage to the front bumper. But rather than pull over, the suspects made a decision that would send this situation spiraling into chaos.
They taking the 285. They taking 285.
Check for what? 285.
Pit. Start 52. Pit. Start 52.
When it was all over, both suspects were taken into custody. The driver, Haley Christine Bott, claimed her knee was broken and couldn't move, a problem she didn't seem to have while weaving through traffic minutes earlier. She was transferred for medical care while officers prepared her warrant. Her passenger, Crystal Lachelle King, was sent off to face her own set of charges. Bottom line, stealing might get you in trouble, but trying to outrun the Georgia State Patrol turns trouble into a whole new level of regret. September 15th, 2025 was supposed to be a normal evening in Little Rock, until one trooper clocked a white sedan flying past at 80 in a 55. But speed wasn't the real problem here. Behind the wheel was a father allegedly intoxicated with an infant on his lap and another child in the back seat. What started as a traffic stop was about to become one of the most reckless and heartbreaking pursuits of the year.
TDI.
When the chase finally ended, Willie Wright Jr. stood beside a wrecked car, two crying children, and the consequences of a decision that could have ended in tragedy. Both kids were safely turned over to their mother, while Wright refused every sobriety test offered. He was booked into the Pulaski County Detention Center and reported to the Crimes Against Children hotline. Many who saw the footage agreed on one thing: this guy is not a father. He's a monster. It was just before noon on November 20th, 2024, when one Arkansas state trooper noticed something a little off on United States Highway 63, a white Nissan rolling by with expired tags. No big scene, no outrageous behavior, just a quiet little red flag in a sea of traffic. But when the trooper flipped around to confirm what he saw, that Nissan suddenly came alive, blowing past 85 miles per hour like it had something serious to hide. The driver bailed, vanishing into the trees like a ghost on the run, but authorities later identified the driver as Michael Caton Price, thanks to the help of his sister and his terrible habit of leaving evidence behind. Even 2 days later, Price pulled another foot chase when parole officers tracked him to a rural backyard, only to watch him vanish again into the woods. Charges came down hard: felony, fleeing, reckless driving, criminal mischief, and more. It was late in the evening on June 22, 2024, when Trooper Wright wrapped up a traffic stop along Interstate 40, only to hear the chaos unfold over the radio. West Memphis officers were in hot pursuit of a gray Dodge Caravan flying eastbound, its Mississippi tags flashing by at triple-digit speeds. Within seconds, Wright slammed on his lights, joined the chase, and the quiet Arkansas night turned into a blur of sirens and danger.
I'll be with him. D23, I'm probably. TBI.
Yeah, go ahead.
The driver was identified as Theon Rashad Loveberry, who miraculously survived after falling out of his own vehicle while it was still traveling over 70 miles per hour. He was transported to Regional 1 Hospital for treatment before being booked on multiple charges, including fleeing in a motor vehicle, reckless driving, and resisting arrest. Sometimes the pavement teaches lessons no courtroom ever could. On January 2, 2023, 19-year-old Matthew Gaskins, wanted in multiple metro jurisdictions, fled police in a stolen Jeep Grand Cherokee. The chase snaked through neighborhoods, yards, and parking lots as troopers tried to bring him in.
Get out of the car! Get out! Get out! Go get this surgery, I'll get it.
When the pursuit concluded, Gaskins was safely taken into custody and charged with theft by receiving stolen property, felony fleeing, and obstruction. The stolen Jeep was recovered and multiple agencies issued warrants tied to his other ongoing cases. January 18, 2024, in Canadian County, Oklahoma, proved how unpredictable roadside stops can be. While Trooper Jesse Gregory was speaking to a motorist, a black SUV slammed into the pulled-over car, launching him off the shoulder of Interstate 40.
Okay, that took a long time. So here's your car dog. You're suspended. You have not taken you to jail. Let you drive off the road. 362 City Islands, just hit by a car. Start EMS.
All involved were treated and released, and Gregory is expected to recover. The crash serves as a sobering reminder of why slowing down and moving over is not just courteous, it saves lives. September 17, 2025 was just another afternoon on Interstate 40 until a blue Ford Mustang flew past troopers without a tag. When they tried to stop it, the driver punched the gas, weaving through traffic like a movie stunt gone wrong. Troopers closed in fast, their patience thinning with every reckless move. What began as a simple stop quickly escalated into a full-speed chase that ended in twisted metal and regret. The driver, Jamarius D. Butler, admitted he ran because he had a small bag of marijuana and a handgun in the car. After being taken into custody, troopers added a long list of charges: felony fleeing, reckless driving possession, and driving on a suspended license. His attempt to dodge a minor problem only created a much bigger one. Sometimes fear of a small mistake leads to the worst decisions of all. On March 7, 2024, Georgia State Patrol's Crime Suppression Unit joined Atlanta Police in tracking a white Ford Fusion linked to a vehicle theft across the city. When troopers attempted a traffic stop on Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, the driver gunned it, blasting through residential blocks and intersections without hesitation. Within seconds, the pursuit spilled onto Interstate 20, where danger escalated with every passing mile.
Stand by for 28. More slow rolling. He's all right. Dog's with you, dog's with you. He's got a bike around. Give a second, give a second. Probably gonna go up. I'm here. Alright, where's that at?
All units hold 10-3, 10-30, 30 unit 795, 1080, 20 eastbound, okay, white Ford Fusion, 1095, will show day 20.
Right on the Virgin, right on the Virgin.
Clear right on Merton.
Coming up to 20, going I-20.
Clear 20, 1 on I-20.
Eastbound to 20, eastbound to 20.
Clear eastbound to 20. Clear on pit.
Another pit.
Clear 10 pit.
Bail it! Bail it!
Clear eastbound 20. Clear on pit.
Dog on the ground, dog on the ground. got him. Rock got him. Ah, fuck. Tase him, dude. Hey, come on.
The chase came to a violent close after two successful pit maneuvers left the Fusion crushed against a guardrail and its driver, Juwan Jackson, fleeing on foot. Jackson was soon caught with assistance from a K-9 unit and faces felony fleeing and eluding, reckless driving, obstruction of an officer, and more. Fulton County also confirmed he had active warrants ending his brief escape with a long list of consequences. On December 16, 2021, daylight traffic on Interstate 4 in Central Florida came to a halt when a Florida Highway Patrol trooper spotted a stolen Hyundai Accent speeding down the highway. The driver, later identified as 28-year-old Raul Mata, refused to stop, triggering a pursuit that stretched across county lines.
Is it that light blue?
So far, southbound coming up to Memorial.
Yeah, he doesn't want single 12 whiskey there. Turns it on.
So far?
I believe he's single forward somebody here. All right, one of our units stand by with this single forward.
I know.
Where is he at now?
Westbound Memorial coming up to Florida.
Temple. I think Polk County's up with them. And we're at Atlantic.
You guys, you pitted him?
Yeah, I'm trying to pit him again. Everybody block this guy in.
After a long chase and a collision that damaged another vehicle, Mata was taken into custody. Authorities charged him with aggravated fleeing and eluding, aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, leaving the scene of a crash, grand theft of a motor vehicle, and driving without a valid license. His reckless choices put many drivers at risk and left behind a trail of damaged property and unanswered questions. March 4th, 2024, Interstate 75, Florida. A white Dodge Charger tears through the highway like it's in a movie scene, but this isn't Hollywood. It's real life, and the clock is ticking. Trooper Shira spots the car and flips on his lights, expecting compliance. Instead, the driver floors it, blasting past traffic at 145 miles per hour, setting off a chase that will test both courage and control. By the end, the Charger sat nose down in a ditch water, filling its wheels as troopers Shira and Prosper moved in with weapons drawn. The driver, identified as Tobias Burchard Travio Cody, now faces charges of aggravated fleeing, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, and reckless driving. His passenger, Roosevelt Williams, was caught with marijuana and paraphernalia inside the car, plus a loaded handgun in the glove box. For a few minutes of adrenaline, Cody bought himself years of legal misery. It was just after 4:30 p.m. on April 9, 2025, when Livingston County deputies spotted a stolen BMW X5 speeding east on Interstate 96 near Latson Road. What began as a routine traffic stop quickly turned into a reckless, high-speed pursuit through Michigan highways. The driver's disregard for safety was shocking, striking multiple vehicles and weaving through traffic at speeds beyond 120 miles per hour. Along the way, officers saw 2 firearms tossed from the SUV onto the highway below.
Going into the city. Left lane, you almost lost it.
Going open the yard, 5043.
I think you just ran the sheriff car.
Yeah, 13's with him. It's like, I'll call it 35. He's going over Spencer. He's bumping.
There, you going over Spencer, 13 in there, everybody back on, 5040 go.
Yeah, I'm ringing for you now. Going westbound, westbound. That kind of thing.
Right about 3 clear down, this is going, 5045.
Crash. He just rear-ended the vehicle, black edge.
There, we're in the black edge.
Right shoulder, rear-ended. We're still continuing westbound.
There, we're in.
Just threw a gun out. Just threw a gun out.
Just for gun out, 5045.
Gun out, right at the westbound on-ramp. Clear for braking.
Rear-ended white truck.
We're in the white truck, 5047. Units, be advised on with Ingham right now. They're trying to get you fixed. They said this vehicle was involved in a retail fraud out of Dix and opened this earlier.
Up on the shoulder, Fowlerville. Trying to get back on the expressway. You're back on the expressway.
Yeah, we're up on the shoulder now, back on the expressway as we get too far.
Looks like we're exiting off at 104. Exit 104. Getting off.
Anything at 104, getting off at 1706. Okay, I'm trying to push another intersection.
Just head on the car, another car on Jolly. Jolly and Bailey.
Another vehicle, Jolly.
Just head on the car, another car on Jolly. Jolly and Balin.
Head on with another vehicle, Jolly.
One white male, 3 black.
All units responding, be advised, suspect may still be armed. Be advised, suspect may still be armed. Use caution.
The chase finally ended when the stolen BMW collided head-on with another car near Cedar Street. Miraculously, no serious injuries were reported. The 19-year-old driver and 14 passengers were all taken into custody, the youngest sent to a juvenile facility while others faced charges including auto theft and weapons violations. Authorities are still working to locate 2 suspects who escaped during the crash's chaotic aftermath. It was June 9, 2021, when a murder suspect wanted out of DeKalb County was tracked to Godby Road in Georgia. Georgia State Patrol officers coordinated with county investigators to intercept the fugitive before he could slip away again.
To 85 north. Nope, staying 285. Pit, 943's pit. 1050, he's still moving, he's still rolling.
Clear pit, we go rolling, 85, communicating.
He's coming at you, 4943, coming at you. Get on the ground, now! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Do not shoot! Do not shoot! Got a gun! Got a gun! Get on the... Show me your hands! Now! Show me your hands! Show me your hands! Now! Gun! Gun! Get it! Show me your hands! Show me your hands!
The fugitive, identified as Terrell Gass, was cornered after a high-risk pursuit and confrontation with officers. He was fatally shot after drawing a handgun on law enforcement. No officers were injured. The incident brought closure to a murder case that had shaken the community. On November 9, 2022, Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies locked onto a stolen pickup truck, weaving its way across the city. From the ground, it looked like just another reckless driver, but from the air, deputies could see every sudden swerve and burst of speed. The pursuit that followed wasn't just fast, it was about to push danger into every lane it touched.
It is just too much to keep up with this morning, and this vehicle continues to drive extremely recklessly. And again, I have to be very clear, there are no officers behind it, and there is no way this person knows that he's being followed. We can bring up the speedometer for you. You know, the funny thing about that, earlier on when they first started following him, whoa, there, oh, geez, oh. He's running, that's the suspect, falling, hopefully, just stay down, just stay down, just stay down. Oh my goodness! There you go. That's the guy. That's the guy that was in the black car right there. That's got to be adrenaline just getting him out of that car. Oh, what a tragic ending!
The suspect's final act was almost pitiful, hobbling away from the wreck as if speed would still save him. But quick steps and bold escapes were long gone, and deputies wasted no time making the arrest. In the end, the story of this chase wasn't about a daring escape, but about how quickly reckless choices can collapse into cold reality. The plan was to disappear into the night. Someone forgot to tell Eric Boyce that taillights aren't optional. On January 24, 2024, he crossed the Oklahoma-Arkansas line in a blue Nissan Kicks, fleeing from Roland police like he had something to prove. But the minute he rolled into Arkansas State Police rolled in too, and they don't play guessing games at 100 miles per hour.
After the 13, speed at about 115.
Passing 13, speed 115.
Okay, Southern's trying to pit him, the guy's trying to avoid him, but Southern's trying to get him out here. TDI, just after 13, stand by.
Once the dust settled and the wheels stopped spinning, Eric Boyce and his passenger Morris Turner were both taken into custody without further incident. Boyce refused medical help, but Turner complained of a shoulder injury and was briefly hospitalized before being booked. A search of the vehicle revealed 2 blue canvas bags packed with what appeared to be large amounts of marijuana. All in all, it's another classic case of a high-speed decision that didn't even make it past the state line without flipping literally. On February 16, 2025, Trooper Dylan Evans spotted what should have been a routine traffic violation on Interstate 40. A silver Honda Accord was moving just a little too fast, pushing 86 miles per hour in a 65 zone. It looked like a simple stop was coming, but instead of tapping the brakes, the driver made a choice that would crank this night into overdrive. Within seconds, a calm Sunday evening was about to become a high-stakes chase. The man behind the wheel turned out to be Michael Tate, limping in traffic before being cuffed and sent off for treatment. Inside the car, a handgun sat in plain reach, and the vehicle itself was a mess of fake paperwork and no insurance. Tate's list of charges stretched a mile long: speeding, fleeing possession of a firearm by a certain person, and more. For him, that night ended not in freedom, but in a hospital bed in a jail cell, the kind of destination every runner eventually finds. It was most nights on Interstate 85 are quiet, filled with the steady hum of engines heading south. But in the early hours of July 10th, 2021, that calm was shattered by one driver who thought darkness and speed could keep him hidden. With headlights off and the needle climbing past 140 miles per hour, the gamble was clear: outrun the Georgia State Patrol or crash trying.
Clear on 1050, really has to do on the bike. Alright, I just touched him again. Alright, he's still in it. Well, take your time.
When it was all said and done, officers discovered more than just a reckless driver. They found a wanted passenger, a terrified child, and a man who admitted to smoking and drinking while behind the wheel. His excuse? That he just did not want to go back to jail. His confession leaves one lingering thought: some lessons are never learned until the cost is far too high. Just after 11 p.m. on October 4th, 2024, a Florida Highway Patrol radar lit up with a reading that no trooper wants to see more than 100 miles per hour in a 55 zone. The black sedan slicing through Lee County that night was not just speeding, it was flying. Trooper David Blake spun his Charger into pursuit, knowing full well this was about to become more than just a routine traffic stop. The road ahead was about to turn into a showdown between raw speed and the law's determination to end it. The driver was identified as Yusniel Alberto Perez Valdez, and he quickly learned there was no escaping accountability. Within minutes, he was in handcuffs, his black 2008 sedan sitting dead in the middle of the roadway. He later admitted he was scared and claimed he did not realize he was dealing with law enforcement, though the gold letters and flashing light bar told another story. After a medical check, he was booked into the Lee County Jail on felony fleeing charges, damage to a patrol car, and multiple citations. Sometimes fear drives people to make the worst choices, and this one cost him his freedom. That chase came to a close, but trust me, the story does not end here. Head over to the next video and see what happens when the stakes get even higher. These pursuits are only getting crazier, and you will not want to fall behind. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe for the next one. Not every traffic stop starts with flashing lights. Sometimes it begins with a gut feeling. On the morning of September 6th, 2024, Trooper Chris Dunham watched a black Mazda CX-5 rocket past his stationary cruiser. The radar confirmed the speed, nearly 100 miles per hour, but it was the driver's odd behavior after pulling over that set the stage. A partially lowered window, a slow compliance, and then the sudden choice to bolt. There comes a point in every dangerous pursuit where hesitation is no longer an option. As the SUV tore ahead, the trooper made his move, the kind that instantly shifts the balance between flight and capture. The driver was later identified as Calvin Hathaway, found a mile away nursing injuries from his reckless run. Inside and around the SUV, officers uncovered a stash of MDMA pills, marijuana, and even a BB gun disguised like a Glock. Hathaway left the scene facing a laundry list of charges, including felony fleeing and possession with intent to deliver. For someone who started the day speeding, he ended it with a $75,000 bond and a very long list of regrets. It was November 22, 2023, and Deputy Hutcherson thought he was just confronting shoplifters in the back lot of a Kohl's in Yulee, Florida. But standing in front of him was not just a group of thieves, it was a driver named Brichea Danielle Glover, who had already proven she was ready to cross the line. With the snap decision of slamming her car into his cruiser, she turned a simple retail theft into an all-out act of violence. By the end, Sierra Desiree Fawcett was left seriously injured, though she survived thanks to quick medical response. Glover, Antonio Williams, Jackery Haney, and the others now faced not only theft charges, but assault, drug possession, and more, stacking higher than the pile of merchandise they tried to steal. It was yet another lesson in how fast greed and recklessness can turn a petty crime into a nightmare for everyone involved. This might feel like the end, but trust me, the road only gets wilder from here. Go watch the next video and see just how unpredictable these situations can get. Thanks for sticking around, and be sure to subscribe for more. On May 12, 2023, a trooper sitting quietly on US 64 spotted something that shattered the calm. A car streaked past, tearing through the highway at over 100 miles per hour in a zone marked for just 55. For a split second, it looked like the driver might surrender, brake lights flickering as if to give in. But the illusion didn't last, and in that moment, the stage was set for one of the most reckless runs of the year.
We'll see if I get a chance. I'm on TV. He's driving crazy. He just brake checked, man. I'm not rear-ended him, but we're still going.
Still westbound, speed approximately 130 miles an hour. There's a Woodruff County deputy set up flight on Highway 64 at Timmy Miller Shop. Still westbound, speed approximately 130 miles.
TBI. Force red.
The driver, later identified as Adam Walker of Florida, didn't just give up after steel met steel. When the chase finally came to its chaotic end, he lunged at an officer, sparking a desperate struggle before he was wrestled to the ground. The charges stacked against him read like a laundry list of bad decisions: felony fleeing, multiple counts of aggravated assault, resisting arrest, reckless driving, and more. In the end, Walker's high-speed bravado collapsed under handcuffs, proving once again that every reckless sprint... It was late afternoon on February 26, 2023, when an orange Dodge Challenger caught the eye of Henry County officers, flying up I-75 like it was late for something far more serious than dinner. Traffic was steady, sun still out, and yet this driver was already writing checks his wheels might not be able to cash. With the situation escalating by the mile, Trooper First Class Williams of the Georgia State Patrol got into position. What followed wasn't just a routine assist. It was the kind of takeover that leaves an impression. speed only gets you so far. The suspect tried to dance his way out of trouble, zigging just enough to throw off pursuit, but Trooper Williams had zero interest in playing games. When the Challenger finally came to rest, Nathan James Rogers didn't stick around. He bolted across I-75 like he was auditioning for a track meet. But it didn't matter, Clayton County deputies had him in cuffs before he even hit the grass. Rogers now faces the full weight of Georgia law for his high-speed gamble. In the end, he ran out of both road and options. Traffic on Interstate 40 was moving as usual on the night of July 10, 2025, until headlights appeared in the mirrors at a frightening pace. Behind the wheel of a Chevy Blazer was 43-year-old Dustin Kirkendall, a man whose judgment was clouded by more than just poor driving. Deputies tried to reel him in, but his weaving path turned every mile into a gamble. That gamble only grew riskier when Arkansas State Police rolled onto the scene.
66 over 237. TV out.
Get your ass out! Out of the fucking car! Get out of the fucking car! On your face! You think you told me get on the
The end of the night left little mystery. Kirkendall was taken into custody after resisting every step of the way. Suspected drugs, alcohol, and reckless choices stacked his charges sky high, ensuring he would not be seeing freedom anytime soon. For all his bravado, his run ended not with escape, but with sirens, cuffs, and a sobering reality check. On April 7th, 2024, what started as a simple traffic stop spiraled out of control in just seconds. A trooper pulled over a driver who appeared ready to comply, even stepping out of the vehicle in the glow of flashing lights. But that calm was a mirage. In the blink of an eye, she jumped back behind the wheel and took off into the night. What followed was a chain of decisions that would push both her and law enforcement to the edge.
Let's see, she just took off again.
In the aftermath, the driver was pulled from the wreck and placed into custody on the roadside. She tried to explain it away with talk of gas tanks and excuses, but the reality was hard to ignore. Felony fleeing, reckless driving, resisting arrest, and likely charges tied to endangering lives at triple digits. July 8, 2023 started as just another afternoon in Conway, Arkansas, until a gray Ford Mustang turned the highway into its personal racetrack. Local officers with the Conway Police Department gave chase, but this was no ordinary traffic stop gone wrong. As the Mustang pushed past 100 miles per hour, weaving through cars and tossing suspicious bags from the window, it was clear this wasn't just about a speeding ticket. That's when the Arkansas State Police stepped in, knowing the stakes had just skyrocketed.
He just threw out narcotics right before the 127. Excuse me, 125, past the 125 now.
Passing the 125 record.
Passing 125, threw out narcotics.
Copy that.
After a high-speed clash that ended with a violent spin into the cable barrier, the Mustang was done, and so was the driver's luck. Derek Blevins bolted into the median grass only to be quickly taken down while his passenger, Shelby Hoffman, was detained at the scene. Officers recovered methamphetamine thrown from the car, adding even more to the long list of charges against Blevins. In the end, his reckless sprint across Arkansas highways was nothing more than a gamble he could never win. On October 24, 2025, Union City Police in California responded to reports of armed suspects near a home, an incident initially feared to be a kidnapping. However, what emerged was an attempted home invasion that would soon link to a broader criminal spree.
I think we should go to this people's house. I think we should go to this people's house.
That possible matching Dallas and Whitmore 4 Taurus.
33, give us 33.
I know Channel 1033 from Mary 33.
We're westbound Glen Arbor coming to Dallas. Be pursued. All match in the description. Rolling the stop. Northbound Dallas. Passenger in the back looks like he's getting ready to let go.
I copy westbound Glen Arbor.
Y33, all take over comms. Alright, pit is mobilized and successful. Get your hands up! Get your hands up, y'all move. Put your hands on top of your head now! Get your hands up! Get your hands up! Y'all move! Put your hands on top of your head now!
Just a day later, a similar armed home invasion in Modesto led police on a pursuit that ended with the arrests of 4 suspects, 3 juveniles, and a 22-year-old man identified as Benjamin Vasquez. Multiple firearms were seized, and investigators believe the group was responsible for both incidents. On January 24, 2022, the quiet streets of Dalton, Georgia were anything but calm. A silver BMW pulled away from a bar just off Market Street, only to catch the attention of Dalton police. What should have been a simple traffic stop for insurance issues and a bad turn suddenly shifted into something far more concerning. Officers had already spotted a rifle inside the car earlier that night, and now the driver had no plans of pulling over. What happened next sealed the driver's fate in the most tragic way possible. The BMW lost the battle against the highway, and the driver later identified as a 24-year-old man from Tennessee, paid with his life. He was pronounced dead at the scene, leaving troopers to piece together a night that spiraled out of control in just minutes. On December 31st, 2022, just past noon, and the Maryland fog was thick enough to swallow the horizon, troopers chased a fleeing driver along Interstate 95 in Cecil County, barely able to see a few car lengths ahead. Visibility was near zero, but the suspect kept pushing faster as if outrunning the fog itself.
South, 1050 on the exit, 1050.
1050 on the exit ramp. So.
Vehicle's on fire, start fireboard.
Got it. Start fireboard, vehicle's on fire. Ramp, so.
Vehicle's on fire, start fireboard.
Got it.
Can you hear me?
Northeast, I believe they're the ramp from northbound to southbound 279. We'll be able to in a minute.
Rescue teams worked through the thick fog to reach the crumpled vehicle lodged against a tree. The female driver was pronounced dead at the scene, her reckless flight ending just minutes before noon on New Year's Eve. The crash left troopers shaken, closing out the year with another preventable tragedy. Sometimes it's not the pursuit that ends badly, it's the reason it ever began. On June 27, 2023, chaos erupted along Interstate 530 near Pine Bluff after a silver Lincoln sped down the shoulder at over 100 miles per hour. Troopers from multiple units joined the pursuit, as the driver, later identified as Casey Register, weaved through traffic, ignoring every warning and every siren. With the vehicle barreling past mile markers and exits, troopers knew the chase had to end before someone innocent paid the price.
Hey, back up 13, up to the PBI, back up.
Let me around, sorry. Yeah, just north of 73, slow down to bring it up, buddy.
Let me see your head! Let me see your head!
A sharp pit maneuver by Sergeant Jeff Preston finally spun the Lincoln into a guardrail. The crash ricocheted the car across the bridge before coming to rest in the southbound lanes. Register was treated for minor injuries and later booked into the Dub Brussels Detention Center. For a few moments of thrill and defiance, he risked countless lives and now faces the full weight of accountability. In the early hours of May 4th, 2025, Grand Rapids police were already reeling from chaos. A stolen car had just mowed down a pedestrian and vanished into the night. Moments later, Michigan State Police picked up the trail, a high-speed blur weaving through city streets like nothing had happened. What followed was a tense, precision-driven pursuit through the dark streets of Grand Rapids.
Alright, I'm gonna try and pit him up here. He's slowing down, looks like he's at least got one tire down. We're through 9th. Speeds are 60, still no traffic.
No traffic, speed 60 through 9th Street.
After the vehicle was disabled and the suspects ran, officers managed to catch 2 passengers while the driver escaped into the shadows. But with witness statements and inside confessions, his identity didn't stay hidden for long. The case remains open, but the charges are stacking: stolen vehicle, fleeing, hit and run, causing injury, and more. For the driver, every second of running only deepened the hole he dug that night. On December 13th, 2023, Montgomery County officers attempted a traffic stop on a white Nissan Maxima in Wheaton, Maryland, after it struck a patrol car and took off northbound on Georgia Avenue. The pursuit lasted roughly a mile and a half, with the car weaving through intersections as officers followed from a distance.
Andrew lit it up at Flyers Mill. Slow stop.
Jesus Christ.
Alright, get behind him and follow away with country lights. And there's a he's running from you, country lights, buddy.
Yep, left on to Bucknell. Left on to Bucknell.
Through the grass, we're back out towards Richmond.
I just got He just hit my... He just hit my car.
4 Lane 14, I'll be behind him.
Yeah, 18 on those helicopter. Left on the wrong way on University, and then we're back on the right way. And we are at University in Georgia. Right onto Georgia. Where's it south? Northbound Georgia at Blue Ridge. Pull up. Hey, patrol, get in front of me, my car is messing up. Patrol, you get in front of car 427. Right, ready. Right, keep right. Henderson. Georgia Henderson. Tattoo of us, a few minutes out. Pull up. Hey, patrol, get in front of me, my car is messing up.
Keep right. Henderson. George and Henderson.
Moments later, the Nissan collided with multiple vehicles after losing control. The driver sustained non-life-threatening injuries, but a juvenile passenger passed away at the scene. Several bystanders were also transported to local hospitals. Police later confirmed no officers were injured. Officials continue to stress that fleeing police only multiplies the danger for everyone on the road. September 11th, 2025, the morning rush on Interstate 40 was already in full swing when a call went out that would change the tone of the day. Officers in Oklahoma had been chasing down a Jeep Wrangler tied to a counterfeit money case, and the chase was now spilling across the Arkansas line. For troopers waiting ahead, there was no mistaking the sound of sirens cutting through the morning air.
1444 Square, just by, let them know that he's swerving in the van, trying to stop the TBI. Emergency. Simple. Go over TBI. TBI. 1416 Hollow Road. 10-4, TBI rollover.
The driver was identified as Maurice A. Gonzalez from Georgia. He was pulled from the wreck with only minor injuries but carried far bigger problems: meth, marijuana, drug paraphernalia. and a laundry list of charges that would follow him straight to jail. In the end, running from the law did not just wreck a Jeep, it wrecked his freedom too. March the 2nd, 2025 began with a single complaint phoned in to dispatch a vehicle pushing 140 miles per hour and using the median like it was his personal racetrack. Not long after, a Wisconsin state trooper locked onto a car matching that very description still flying down the opposite lanes. In the driver's seat was Bo, and he was about to turn a speeding ticket into a full-blown nightmare.
Speeds 120, right lane, approaching exit 65.
120, right lane, approaching exit.
Vehicle lost control, 1050 into the right ditch, multiple rolls. Vehicle lost control, 1050 into the right ditch, multiple rolls.
When the chase finally reached its breaking point, Bo paid the ultimate price. Investigators confirmed he was the only one inside, and debris stretched for hundreds of yards across the highway. Looking back, it's hard not to wonder if a single moment of hesitation, just lifting off the gas, might have changed everything. July 13th, 2022, the quiet hum of a Glendale patrol unit was interrupted by a speeding car tearing down the interstate. When officers attempted to stop it, the driver floored the accelerator, igniting a pursuit that crossed city lines. The chase grew even more dangerous as spike strips were deployed in an attempt to bring it to an end.
What she got? It's running. It's running. It's running. Yeah! Go!
Crossing the Bureau Line Bridge, lots of debris coming from that car, and it looks like they're pulling over the pulling. They're gonna fail.
Stop! Stop! They're bailing off the freeway. They're bailing off the freeway. All occupants are running. Stop! Stop!
2 male blacks, both wearing black. 2 male blacks.
The fleeing suspects, 4 men from Milwaukee, jumped from the car after it slowed on Interstate 43. Each was quickly apprehended and charged with vehicle theft, reckless endangerment, and more. No injuries occurred, marking a rare moment where a dangerous chase ended without tragedy. Early on June 18, 2024, Michigan State Police located a vehicle linked to a homicide suspect in Flint. As troopers attempted to stop the driver, the suspect refused to comply, sparking a lengthy pursuit across city streets. With every passing minute, the danger to the public grew.
Speaker point.
Medium traffic, what's on them? Passing over 23.
3576, 23 in Hill. Am I approved to be in this for 14? Here's the second car, 35 car, taser. Speeds at 90. Speeds at 90. Crashed out.
Crashed out yourself, Reed.
Just remember, we had the gun.
Crashed out, south of Reed.
Hands up, both of them! Both of them! Both of them! Don't move.
I got him. We gotta get him unbuckled.
The chase ultimately ended when the suspect crashed and was taken into custody without further incident. Authorities confirmed that the individual was wanted in connection to an ongoing homicide investigation. The suspect was transported to the Genesee County Jail pending formal charges. Investigators stated that this arrest could play a crucial role in solving the larger case. Near midnight on September 8, 2024, troopers in Arkansas spotted a vehicle limping down the highway, missing a tire but still in motion. Sparks trailed behind as the car continued forward, despite clear signals to stop.
CFS comments and inbound. Tempo goes showing 1037, we're up to 40.
10-4, 1037. Net directly to 1. TVR.
Show me your hands! Show me your hands! Show me your hands! Crawl out and get on your stomach! Crawl out and get on your stomach! Lay down! Lay down on your stomach! No, don't jump! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Got him out, but I'm still trying to give me the wire to cover him safely.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
So he sent me a change as well. He tried to go on the ground, he fell face first.
Anybody else in the car?
When the situation ended, the driver was found to be extremely intoxicated and unable to stand steadily. He was charged with reckless driving, fleeing, open container violation, and refusal to submit to a chemical test. Somewhere in Georgia, a reckless driver thought he could outpace the law. Troopers were on his trail in broad daylight, their patience wearing thin as the pursuit raged on.
Yeah, 1080. Go up, go up, Stanley! Hey, Stanley! No, stop, you gonna get dog bit! Stanley! That man! That man! Get on, let me see your hands! Let me see your hands! Roll over! I know, motherfucker! Roll over! You got him, bullet! I can't roll! Put your hands up! Easy! Out! Oh, wood out! Roll over on your stomach! Hurry up! Put your hands behind your back!
Once stopped, the suspect bolted from the vehicle, but a K-9 was already in pursuit. Moments later, he was on the ground, taken into custody without further incident. The swift teamwork between troopers and the K-9 unit ensured no one else was harmed. The driver now faces several charges for fleeing and resisting arrest. January 12, 2023 began like any other night in North Little Rock, Arkansas. But the calm did not last long. Police radios suddenly lit up with word of a stolen Kia Sportage tearing through the city streets. When Arkansas State Police joined the pursuit, it was clear this driver had no intention of stopping peacefully.
Freedom traffic, 815. Coming up on 142.
Coming up on 142.
Stay by.
Coming up on 142.
142. I'm good though. See what if I just crashed out. And in the core, 40 west, at 142. See what I heard told.
By the time troopers reached the wreck, it was already too late. The driver never made it out of the burning Kia, his reckless gamble ending in the worst way possible. It is a tragic reminder that behind every high-speed joyride is a clock ticking down on borrowed time. On July 8, 2023, the quiet rhythm of Interstate 4 in Hillsborough County was shattered when troopers spotted two cars tearing through the night. An orange Ford Mustang and a white Porsche Panamera were locked in a high-speed duel, blasting past 120 miles per hour. When the Mustang teased surrender only to rocket away, the chase shifted into overdrive. With adrenaline rising, the white Porsche became the focus of a pursuit that would push the limits of control.
31, stage 130.
When it was all over, the Porsche driver's night of bravado ended under arrest. Felony, fleeing, and a string of traffic offenses followed the cost of one dangerous gamble on open asphalt. Once again, a reminder that the road has rules, and trying to rewrite them never ends well. Friday night in Los Angeles turned unpredictable when a stolen silver Jaguar roared down the 10 freeway. Helicopters tracked the car as it darted through Boyle Heights and beyond, topping 100 miles per hour with little traffic to slow it down. The driver showed no intent to surrender, even as patrol cars closed in from multiple directions.
But it's been extremely erratic, really weaving across lanes, going through red lights when he was on surface streets, and now showing signs of maybe getting off the freeway again here, using that shoulder to get around anybody in his way. Traffic's moving along here. It's not bumper to bumper, but you can see he is just desperate to flee as fast as he possibly can. He's really pushing the pedal to the metal in this newer model Jaguar, southbound 110 freeway through South LA. Jovan and Mark. He's trying to squeeze through here. Uh-oh. East on Manchester, under the 110 freeway. Now moving away from us here. He's under the freeway, under the overpass, right? He did not come out the other side. Yet. This is always a tricky point. It's always a telltale sign if they're looking to dump the vehicle. Sometimes they will stop under the freeway. He's out of the vehicle. The vehicle's rolling. The vehicle is rolling into the intersection. He is on foot under that freeway. He is under the overpass, and there is nobody behind him. He may very well walk away from this crime. Now look at this. That Jaguar is moving on its own, bumping into that van. This is incredible. That driver's seat, by my observation, is empty, and now that Jaguar is coming to a stop there in the middle of the intersection at Manchester Boulevard at either Broadway or Main. They're just one block past the freeway there. And as for that driver, he may very well be long gone, guys. It's always difficult when this happens under a freeway overpass. There's no sign of it. Meanwhile, this car is still rolling along here in idle. Now, on several occasions, we did see debris fly out of the vehicle. Unclear what it was, if it was anything of importance, if it was evidence of some sort, if it was drugs, if it was a weapon. We have no idea. But he was certainly pushing his luck here, and also stepping on that gas pedal at very high speeds as he made his way through Riverside and LA County, looking for that perfect hiding spot or a perfect place to dump the vehicle. And this is a new one on me. He literally just left the vehicle rolling without anybody behind him. There was no law enforcement on scene out here to even take custody of the stolen Jaguar. So somebody's stolen Jag is now rolling through South LA with nobody in it. I can't say I've seen this before. Meanwhile, that driver is long gone, guys. Nobody hurt. Here comes California Highway Patrol. Look at this. The car is rolling right into traffic. The car appears to be in idle, just rolling through the intersection. Here comes CHP. What are we going to see here? A pit? I mean, God only knows. This is a new one on me, guys. Try and open it up. Is it okay? It's open, and here it comes to an end. Into a pole. Ah, shucks, he says.
The chase ended dramatically when the driver abandoned the Jaguar beneath the 110 freeway, letting it roll empty into a light pole. Authorities said the suspect was wanted for assault with a deadly weapon on an officer. The search for that individual continued long after the car stopped. A luxury ride turned into evidence proof that even fast cars can't outrun the law. Halloween night in Tampa turned terrifying when a reckless SUV driver refused to stop for the Florida Highway Patrol. The driver, later identified as 31-year-old Rayshad Hopkins, accelerated away from a traffic stop on the Veterans Expressway, launching into a dangerous high-speed pursuit. What troopers didn't realize at first was that a woman and a 5-year-old child were trapped inside the fleeing vehicle.
Times two.
The chase came to an end when Hopkins crashed into a concrete wall after repeatedly striking a patrol cruiser. He was taken into custody where troopers discovered a large bag of marijuana inside the vehicle. Hopkins now faces a long list of charges including kidnapping, child neglect, battery on a law enforcement officer, and more proof that reckless choices can destroy more than just freedom. Midnight on September 7, 2024, a pair of Escambia County deputies chased a reckless Chevy Tahoe barreling the wrong way down Highway 29. When a Florida Highway Patrol unit joined in, the deputies moved aside and let a state trooper take the lead. Seconds later, a precise pit rolled the SUV into the median.
Hey, roll over.
A firearm by a felon DUI, fleeing with disregard for safety and more. The chase ended in flames and handcuffs, a textbook example of persistence meeting precision. September 24, 2023, Little Rock, Arkansas. A silver BMW with fictitious tags sped west along Interstate 30, ignoring every command to stop. The driver weaved through traffic, blew through red lights at Geyer Springs Road, and surged past 120 miles per hour. Arkansas State Police units stayed on his tail as the danger escalated with every passing second.
At 25 and 37.
Surveyed and headed 263 around 25 37 white BMW displaying Adam David Boyd 870 George 135 exit eastbound 30.
No, we're going back 30 westbound. This is 84.
10-4 back westbound 135.
Yeah, that's on this guy. TBI.
What's your 20?
Be by the bridge. Gypsy Boy Scott Henderson.
10-4, are you in front of headquarters?
It can be east of the headquarters.
Hands up!
10-4.
Hands up!
I'm too far live out. Here's the
10-4, copy, the vehicle's empty. Is it in the roadway or off to the shoulder?
We'll be off to the shoulder.
6 Rock. You know, if I look like PD, I don't think we have any troopers real close. Little Rock, I'm having to go down the interstate and come back. I'm 10-9-10-2.
Adam 41, 10-4.
Was he ejected or something?
That's 10-4.
What's the extent of injury?
Getting on that traffic.
What's the extent of injury?
The pursuit ended near the Stanton Road overpass after a tactical intervention brought the BMW to a devastating stop. The driver, identified as 32-year-old Byron Brown, passed away from his injuries. Investigators later found an FN-57 handgun inside the car, along with evidence of false registration. The crash left a mark not only on the roadway, but on every trooper reminded of how fast a chase can turn from pursuit to tragedy. What you just saw was one chase out of hundreds that happen across the country every year. The next video continues that story with a pursuit even more unpredictable. Don't skip it. Every second counts when adrenaline takes the wheel. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to catch the next one. Greenfield, Wisconsin, on April 1st, 2019, a patrol officer noticed something unusual. A car's rear plate scribbled over with marker. When the officer attempted to stop, the young driver behind the wheel took off.
Stop the car!
The pursuit ended when the suspect, 20-year-old Salvador Sotelo of Milwaukee, collided with another car and tried to flee on foot. He was quickly caught and charged with fleeing reckless driving and other related offenses. Thankfully, no serious injuries were reported from the crash.